been running a diary for 12 years. A diary is a survivor-led mental health and wellbeing service that specifically supports black people with mental health issues. And our services are culturally sensitive, culturally appropriate and culturally competent. So we are a bridge between predominantly white statutory services and the black community. And I've been running that voluntarily for 12 years.
That's a very long time and obviously had lots of impact in the community. What do you think, I mean, the 12 years is quite a long time. And I think I've seen so much of your work, like I see so many accolades, but what do you think the highlight has been for you and your organization?
I think the highlight for me in my organisation is just the feedback we get from our service users. Nothing else matters to me. I really don't care about what other people think about our organisation, me as an individual. It's about the feedback from the service users. Whenever we do an event and people say to me, oh, how do you think that went? I always say, based on the feedback. Based on the feedback, because that's all that, matters.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think I agree with you. Then, more recently, there's been film promotion. What is the film about? When is it out? What is the journey, and how can people come to it?
Okay, so Weave is a film that was born 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, in the psychiatric ward, in my head. It's the film about the link between black hair and black mental health, because in the psychiatric wards they just didn't understand that when you're sectioned really quickly, you don't have a comb, you don't have a brush, we don't have white or European hair that just lays. So I'd wake up every morning with buff bed fluff in my hair. My hair was in its natural state, really badly uneven, and I just had nothing to comb it or look after it. And so I would get into physical fights every morning with the staff in the ward because they would try and get me out onto the ward for either breakfast or medication. And I'd be saying, look, I'm not going onto the ward looking like a mad black woman. I need to, fix my hair. They just didn't get it. And that was where Weave was born over 20 odd years ago. And then we got some funding a couple of years ago from the Lankelly Chase Foundation. I didn't realize it would take that long to make a film, 15 scripts later. The film is loosely based on my life story, and we had a private screening a couple of weeks ago in the Showroom Cinema. Very, very well received. It's now going to do the festival circuit, so hopefully it will be winning us some awards and you'll be seeing me on the Oscars carpet. So but we've had some interest as well from the ICB, the Integrated Care Board, Sheffield City Council, Sheffield Health and Social Care, who are interested in having the film as an educational tool. It's a short film, so it really wasn't just about making a film that the black community could say, somebody's doing something about the link between black hair and black mental health. It was about educating white people about the link between black hair and black mental health.
I feel like I'm part of the Sheffield community now. I've lived there for quite a few years, and I love Sheffield. This is where I started my career. And the music and the message and energy we give out is all about community and empowering people. So this is sort of perfect. I think between us, we've worked in the voluntary sector as well. We've worked with charities. So it's perfect for us.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. And what does it mean to you? I mean, as a creative, how does that intersection work? The creative industry and the voluntary community.
Quite strongly. I think a lot of kind of legwork is put in behind the scenes, from creatives and sound people, all that. Everyone who comes together to run an event, and charity gigs are a prime example of people like creatives coming together and raising money for stuff. I guess this is another one. Playing for a good cause. And a celebration of volunteers.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so pleased, and I think everybody in that category was a winner.
Absolutely. Everybody was a winner, but today you went away with the accolade. So meaning your work has been noticed, and it stands out. You have had quite an impressive journey in the last few years. We last hosted you on our show about 3 years ago. You're just starting out to become a counsellor, but you have become that already. And you've done so many things. We see you with Prince William. We see you. Tell us about your journey. What got you here today? What do you think?
I think it started with when my children were very, very small at the primary school. Majority of them have just started university or finished or started full-time job. But when they were little, I was always standing at the school gates and I saw a lot of mothers having some sort of a language barrier. And from then I started stepping in and sort of started from translation, it went straight into trying to work with the schools to understand culture differences. That's it, and that's why my journey has started. I've been like volunteering for a good 20 years, but I really started volunteering like full time, like literally, like when I say full time, I don't mean 7 days. When I say full time, it gets to the capacity of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's you just have got that alertness of an awareness to make sure that your time is spent really well by holding people's voices up, and at the same time giving your free time, whatever time you have out there for the better for the community. And that's I really knuckled down about 10 years ago.
Representation is important, and I feel like the voice that we have in Sheffield and the people that we're representing the communities in Sheffield are, this is for them, and this means a lot to our team. But I love Migration Matters, and I think this is just an amazing moment to the people of Sheffield and the team.
Yeah, Sam Holland, just tell us a bit about the history of Migration Matters Festival. From its inception to now, is this a position you'd ever have imagined to be in today?
No, not really. I mean, it's really lovely, just to be recognised. I think because the work that's been done by obviously these great people, but also a huge sort of volunteer team and festival team and trustees and just incredible artists that have made it this way. It's just so incredible after sort of 7 or so years that people, have kind of recognised what we're trying to do, at least for the city and the communities that have arrived here, the new arrivals, the people who are just trying to find a home after maybe they've been forced out of theirs. So I think that's one of the kind of key things. Each year the festivals become more and more important, more and more relevant, and because there is so much happening in the world, as we're seeing today, right now, about people being displaced, being forced away from their homes. So, the fact that we're just trying in our very own small way to make that possible for people who in the city and across the country, to celebrate people who find themselves in that position and the incredible value that they bring to the UK and places across the world.
So CSR Sheffield's LGBTQ+ youth charity, so we support young people up to the age of 25 around sexuality, around gender, around sexual health, supporting their mental and emotional well-being. And I think at the moment it's a really difficult time for queer young people, so to get this award at this time is really important, and to recognise all of the partners and supporters and people that we've worked with that make the work that we do possible. And we couldn't do it. We're supported by so many volunteers, partner organisations, networks that allow us to have so much impact on the lives of young people.